Like high-pitched LFO-filtered synth lasers sweep left to right. Trap hats begin ticking like time bombs. A robotic voice glitches in indenging override protocol. Then the sound of a plasma blade igniting cuts across the stereo field. King pulse begins low and ominous. Laser trap activated! Massive trap drop with punchy kick metal. The lead is a modulated laser synth. Sharp, screechy, with frequency swipes. Bassline rumbles, sounded by the sound drone grind. Rhythmic make the shots fired back to each beat. Pull chop layers. Override, hit it, override, in the middle of the fight. Elevate both the synth glitches violently for dramatic stabs. Beat cools in a half-time cyber groove. Hi-hats, robo syncopated delay trails of vocoder vocal flows like this. Trapped in the mainframe, I override the trap. Background effects include sonar blips and Morse code pulses. The laser synth turns to short, choppy bursts. Snare will tighten, upward laser pitch begins, rising like a siren alarm. Vocal stutter builds intensity. Override, laser trap. Attention drone builds beneath it, and then silence. Hidden crawlers. Now it's a double side, traps of chaos, kicks punch harder. Lasers are now distorted and panned erratically. The main synth is layered with the tune saws, it's where leads clipped and crunched. 808s go ballistic with sub-rattling pitch dives. Override everything, there's a pitch bend fill that sounds like a railgun charging. Ambient section with rewinding effects and frozen laser echoes. A low glitch loop plays like a corrupt heartbeat. Text-to-speech voice whispers. All systems failing, too much bass. A deep boom transitions back into the energy. Lasers fire in sync with every snare hit. Bassline now has an added grind. Wobble underneath, vocal gets grain. Smashed into distortion. Override, override, laser trap, override! As waves chains explode with rushes, rewinds, it crushes, and tone filters a machine-like rhythm takes over the second half. The energy fades into flickering sparks, laser shots slow down and echo into silence. Last sound, a synthetic door closing shut, like the system just locked itself out from reality. Now it's a double-time trap step chaos. Kicks punch harder, lasers are now distorted and panned erratically. The main synth is layered with the tune saws and square leads clipped and crunched. 808s go ballistic with sub-rattling pitch dives. The double bursts. Override everything, everything. There's a pitch bend fill that sounds like a railgun charging. Ambient with rewinded effects and frozen laser echoes. A logo loop plays like a corrupt heartbeat. Text-to-speech flows with something sauces where leads been crushed. 808s go ballistic with sub-rattling pitch dives. Override everything, there's a pitch bend fill. Sounds like a railgun charging laser echoes. The low plays like a corrupt heartbeat. Text-to-speech plays like a corrupt heartbeat. The low clicks loose. A deep boom treads bass. Override everything. There's a pitch bend fill that sounds like a railgun charging.
In a dim-lit ex-industrial skyline, thermal shockwaves ripple through glass-studded towers as B3 SP1 K3 unleashes. Thermal echo frame, a high-voltage glitch engraved anthem drenched in molten bass energy. The intro builds with static charge, dodged arpeggios and detuned vocal chops laced with circuit noise. Flex. A sudden data blast drop unleashes seismic neural basslines that fracture across stereo channels like melting titanium. Heavy, robotic, and fast. Glitch pulses phase in and out like echo frames, sinking in broken time. The mid-section flows into a cyber trap breakdown, filled with filtered synths and ticking cassettes, before reigniting into a second drop with twice the bass intensity, overlaid with spectral pads. final stuttered outro echoes into silence like a collapsing hologram, leaving only a faint resonance. The thermal imprint of pure bass heat.
Feels like digital glitches and soft blocks set a hopeful atmosphere. Subtle sample whispers, secrets initiated.
Low bass hums beneath, built-in anticipation.
Trap hi-hats rolling with increasing speed and complexity. Rizzers slow with rising synth waves and filtered white noise. And saps grow sharper and more rhythmic. The bass drops with a deep, dodgy groove. Mics and fleets, 808 bass and crisp snares. Drop a bouncy trap rhythm, glitch effects add texture. Melodics weaving through synth shimmer with a radiant halo like glow in the mix. Bass strips down to airy pads and subtle glitch textures. Filtered vocal whispers float softly. System rebooting.
The drop returns with enhanced energy and richer bass layers.
Glitch around the beat, the more intricate and playful.
Synth leads soar with bright melodies and rhythmic steps.
Halo reboot, bass alive. Balance slowly fade, the shimmering synth echoes and soft bass pulses. Final digital glitch sound fades out smoothly. Last words, system reset complete. Distorted monster sound glitches and layered overpulling sub-bass chord cyberbring paths drift like a static storm. Vocal glitch fragments repeat, negotiated, retelling halves sweep in. The bass line tightens into a syncopated clutch. Filtered kicks throb like tech heartbeats. Alarm stabs escalate with rising distortion. Robotic voices echo, system floating. Tempo tension. Forms, rushes, and trap snares. Drop walls with walls with walls with walls. Full on bass, a solo rap, blowing hits. Flutter wrecking ball layered with trap hats and laser stabs. The lead, this a twisted pitch, crushed line, rolling. Every beat, crowd chants, steps and everything drops to a deep ambient voice. Synthetic wind swirls a distant voice as you've entered the glitch paths. Pad shimmer with melancholy, then a single snare triggers the next rise. Percussion layers intensify, stacked hi-hats, granular riser and growling bass pulses. Glitched vocal rhythm breaks through, puddings and flank sits scream like overloaded circuits, explosive energy. Gradual fade out through broken data, textures and lo-fi bass pulses. Final words echoing digital distortions. Glitch valve closed.
Bright synth plugs bounce in sync with glitchy clicks. Like digital static and jump vocal samples straight a lively atmosphere. Sub bass hums gently underneath.
Vocal disorder engaged.
Trap hi-hats and snappy snares increasing pace. Riser slow with rhythmic glitch effects and rising synth waves. Vocal glitches repeat. Bounce, bounce, disorder. Trap hi-hats and snappy snares increasing pace. Riser slow with rhythmic glitch effects and rising synth waves. Vocal glitches repeat. Bounce, bounce, disorder. The bass drops with a punchy, bouncy groove layered with glitchy synth sounds. It drums, hit tight, driving a vibrant trap rhythm syncopated. Percussion, it's bouncing energy. Synth leads sparkle, playful melodies. Beat breaks down to light synth pads and glitch textures. Filtered vocal whispers create tension. Bass returns heavier with more intricate glitch patterns and layered synths. Hi-hats and snares tighten with rhythmic complexity. Synth leads soul and energy. Bounce, bounce, build, disorder. Elements slowly fade into digital static and shimmering synths. Final glitch echoes drift away. Last words, disorder, complete.
Chemical pulses ripple through a dark sonic landscape. Crackling chains and metallic clangs echo with glitchy distortion. Low growling synths build tension beneath filtered vocals. Overriding gay
Slap and trap hi-hats and sharp snares create rhythmic urgency. Voices swell with its distorted metallic noise and white noise sweeps. Vocal glitches repeat. System breach. Chain pulse. Chain pulse. Heavy bass slams with distorted growls and wobbly effects. Drums punch hard, tightly side chains and bass. Just steps and industrial effects slice in the mix. Syncopated percussion adds complexity and drive. Syncopated percussion. Overhead and bass slams with distorted growls and wobbly effects. Kick drums punch hard, tightly side-chained to bass. Witches synth stabs and industrial effects slice through the mix. Syncopated percussion adds complexity and drive. Override, pulse active. Beat breaks down into sparse glitches and metallic echoes. Filtered paths create tension and space. Whispered effects, sabotage initiated. The drop returns with increased aggression. Bass growls deeper and warps. Layered distortion. Glitch effects become more chaotic. Rhythmic percussion tightens, driving relentless momentum. Chain pulse override. Sounds degrade into metallic clangs and glitch echoes. Final pulse fades with a distant mechanical hum. Last phrase. System offline. Digital static burst and pitch deep set an intense atmosphere. Filtered synth stabs flickering with sharp mechanical textures. Vocal sample repeats. Code jump initiated. Deep sub-bass rumbles beneath building tension. Trap hi-hats roll with rapid-fire precision. Risers swell with white noise and glitch effects. Cymbals climb with increasing energy. Slayer rhythmic stutters and chop vocals. Synth leads slice sharply through the mix. Function terminal. Beat strips down to glitchy noise and soft synth pads. Digital echoes create a tense atmosphere. Whispered phrase, system override. The drop returns with added intensity and layered distortion. Hi-hats and snares increasing complexity. Bass growls deeper with wobble modulation. Terminal. Deep sub-bass rumbles beneath building tension. Trap hi-hats roll with rapid fire precision. Risers are swell with light hot pyrography. Echoes and digital static. Final sense that ends the track. Lost words. Connection closed. Like ice fracturing, subtle frost crackles and icy wind effects and a chilling atmosphere. Filtered vocal snippet whispers, panic line activated. Low sub-bass hums beneath building tension. Sharp trap hi-hats and snappy snare start a rhythmic pulse. Riser sound like frozen shards piercing through digital haze. Tarpeias cascade rapidly, mimicking cracking ice. Cryocore online. Cryocore online. Cryocore online. Blast of icy bass with heavy distortion and punchy 808s. Trap drums cut sharp and crisp with syncopated hats. Glitch effects ripple over the bassline like ice shards shattering in rhythm. Synth leaves sparkle with cold, piercing tones. Panic line breaks down to chilling pads and crystalline synth echoes. Filtered glitch noises drip slowly like melting ice. Whispered freeze, hold, panic. Bass slams back, greater intensity and added distortion. Natural opposites of the hi-hat through a percussion increased urgency leads to online.
Sounds dissolve into shimmering synth fades and crackling frost noise. Final ecosystem for electric sparks flicker like broken plasma conduits. A hollow metallic hum surges in the background, slowly rising. Distorted system voices crackle through interference. Power grid unstable shockwave imminent. Gated river pulses from synths mimicking collapsing infrastructure. The tempo snaps in with a jittery snare pattern and glitch feedback burst. Turbo shock engaged. Massive distorted bass rips like a bunch of cables that hits crackling thunder, reverberating into static leads and grinds with high voltage energy buzzing in bits crushed. Vocal sticker. Collapse protocol initiated. Sound design blends, transformer charges, coil winds and burst glitches, rhythmic cuts and breaks give the drop a chaotic, unstable structure, perfect for headbanging. Tempo to slightly percussion, strip back to feet kicks and taking effects. Echo digital voice loops in the distance. Collapse. Layered risers drift in and out, bends and warped like corrupted data. Melodic good sparks flicker across the stereo field like broken data packets. Build up, both machine for tremolo, DJ glitching mid-strike. A filtered substrate rises, growling with mechanical distortion. Vocals angled into sharp stabs. System overload, prepare. Every pulls back into absolute silence for one beat, then boom. The vocal fleet, collapsing machine, compressing machine, compressed English to every beat. Drum patterns more aggressive, with rapid fills and traps on rolls. New leaders screaming, distorted lasers and layered with feedback and robotic grids, robotic callouts. Breakdown complete, collapse now. All sounds crushed under heavy sidechain, a waveform looks like a seismic hit. Digital wind howls across an empty sonic landscape. Randomized glitch tones flicker like distant alarms. Synth pads swell into an emotional minor chord progression, still underpinned by digital noise, robotic vocal whispers. There's nothing left to shock. Bass fades into a heartbeat, like felt slow and inhibit. Final drop, final surge. All previous elements detonated once layered raw and brutal rhythms swing between four on the floor and dubstep offbeats. Exact shockwave sounds, metal tearing and system alarms smashed together. Vocal drop returns. Collapse, the last puzzle with chaotic glitch fills in a melting lead that spirals into a scream. Shut down. Complete. Collapse. The silence with a sound of power grid powering off. Beat. Fading hum. Collapse. The last bars are filled with chaotic glitch fills and a melting lead that spirals into a scream. The lone vocal repeats through static. Shut down. Complete. Crackling fades to silence with the sound of a power crate powering off. Deep, fading hum. Bars are filled with chaotic glitch fills and a melting lead that spirals into a scream. Smooth synth pads toyed with digital ripple effects. Subtle glitch clicks and uplink beats created techie atmosphere. Filtered vocal sample whispers, uplink initialize. Soft rolling bass hums beneath. Trap hi-hats begin rolling with increasing speed and complexity. Synth waves rise with shimmering modulation and white noise. Riser, vocal glitches echo, drift light active. All bass drops with a smooth wobbling groove, layered with sharp synth stabs. Kick drums punch tight with crisp snares, driving the rhythm. Glitch effects add rhythmic stutters and subtle distortions. Synth leads flow with melodic, futuristic love beats. Folk beats, system uplink engage. Filters down to soft pads and glitchy textures. The digital echoes fade in and out.
rhythm through the dentistry. The beat returns with increased intensity. Later the synth percussion ties with rolling hi-hats and snappy snares. Glitch effects weave around the lonely humbly synth beats. Looping flows flying. Sounds dissolve into glitch echoes and soft synth pass. Final digital pulse fades away. Lost or glitched. Connection terminated.
Eerie ambient synths drift under ghostly fog. Subtle, distant digital echoes and faint static pulses set a mysterious tone. Low, muted kicks pulse softly beneath the filtered vocal sample whistling. Emissions detected. Red hi-hats and static stands gradually enter layered with good signals. Razor sweep upward with haunting metallic textures. Drop goes incoming. Tension builds toward the drop with increasing filter resonance. Pit bass blending with the dark growlies and lead up. Sponge jumping with tight, syncopated hi-hats and crisp snares. Pitch effects ripple through the bassline, creating a haunting yet aggressive rhythm. Spirit not weak with an expanding depth and ghostly textures. Goes to the system. All percussion drops out. Soft, eerie synth pads and distant glitch clicks fill the space. Filtered vocal whisper, emission fading. The second drop returns with added intensity. Beat goes deeper, more distorted, layered with stuttering glitch synths resonate touches and syncopated recursion. Create a fractured spectral groove. Let them cut through and still drop eerie melodies. The beat slowly dissolves into glitchy echoes and ambient static. Unfinished echoes rise and sweep upward and haunting metallic textures. Drop goes incoming. Tension builds toward the drop with increasing filter resonance. Drop beat slowly dissolves into glitchy echoes and ambient static. Final whispered phrase fades. System offline. Track ends with a haunting digital pulse. Pulses like silver from deep space. Whispered vocal, signal jammed, conduit breached. Delay effects go wild, every hi-hat and synth gets pulled apart and reflected endlessly. Our passionate lead starts climbing slowly, then fast layered with cyber noise bursts. A steady kick starts thumping under high-pass filtered risers. Robotic voice glitch initiating drop transmission. Like the bass slams and wide and reverberated. Snare rolls hit with a slapback delay, making each hit sound like a ricochet. Every bar ends with glitch echoes like the track is fracturing in time. Mid-bass modulates in sync with the beat, bouncing like digital jelly. Stereo effects can hog like blind sonic disorientation at its best. Beat drops out, leaving a warping echo loop, reverse filtered and crumbling. Tune synth screams and then implodes into itself. Countdown voice sample. 3, 2, 1. Even heavier delay stacking. Drop feels like it's stuck in a time loop. Bass hits echo at the kick. Before a new glitch hop jump pattern adds breakbeat energy. Laser saps and crushed fuzz samples hover like static spirits over the mix. Bass fades into deep crumbling echoes. Delay trails decay into silence. Birth as a silence. Sound beat remains. Jam signal faded. Conduit offline. Crackling feedback loops swirl amid static bursts. Distant siren synths rise and fall, creating tension. Pulsing bass hums beneath a wash of filtered noise. Moral self. Warnaged. Trap snares and hi-hats roll rapidly with glitch delay. Razors growl with a metallic edge layered with reverse cymbals. Synth stabs flicker and pulse in rhythm, increasing in intensity. Warnaged. Trap snares and hi-hats roll rapidly with glitch delay. Rizzers growl with a metallic edge layered with reverse cymbals. Synth stabs flicker and pulse in rhythm, increasing in intensity. Varnished. Rocks hard with distorted wobble and grinding synth textures. Kick drums punch aggressively, tightly sidechained to the bass. Snappy snares snap sharply amid glitch bursts and feedback noise. Layers of static feedback crackle over the beat, adding a raw industrial feel. Shot trap unleashed. The beat deconstructs into glitchy fragments and distorted echoes. Filtered pads create a tense atmosphere. Whispered phrase, system overload imminent. The second drop returns with heavier bass distortion and compressed glitch effects. Synth lead scream with aggressive pitch bends and bit crush. The rhythm becomes more fractured with syncopated hi-hats and snares. Feedback slams degrade into feedback noise and static crackles. Final synth stab fades into glitch echoes and silence. Last echo. What? Degrade into feedback noise and static crackles. Final synth stab fades into glitch echoes and silence. Last echo. Shutdown complete. Quick bursts of static sparks and rewinding glitch tones kick in like a digital flare gun firing. A cyber-like synth loop fades in fast and rhythmic sharp digital hi-hats cut through with precision, building tension. Robotic whisper, initializing loop fire protocol. Glitching vocal chops are spiraling upward, more to bass rush and reverb. Kick drum rolls gain momentum. A distorted cameo clip steadily while white noise sweeps across. Static compunction like wires tightening before a massive release. Flash, jack, engaged. Your baseline explodes like a digital warhead. The drop is layered with intersaging sub bass and clapping snare slaps. Pitch shifting synth flash in and out, reminiscent of circuitry overloading. Every 8 bars, the rhythm breaks with a reverse flash jack flick FX. The whole drop rides a volatile rhythm, jerky yet hypnotic. Short breakdown with broken beat percussion and heavy bit crush effects. Voice samples glitch. Loop fire. Loop fire. Loop fire. Sample stutters like a skipping disc, preparing the next drop. Even more aggressive. Now the bass growls with lasers that layer in stereo. The melody is now reversed, skipping and unsettling in futuristic by playing snares and off-grid rhythms punch through the chaos. Digital effects like modem screams and floppy disk scratches fill the space. Everything strips back into a glitched out melody over a heartbeat kick. High-pitched glitch rises fizzle out like sparks dying in slow motion. Final robotic line with fire terminated. Fade to silence with final hiss and electromagnetic static crackle. And clapping snare slaps. Pitch shifting synths flash in and out, reminiscent circuitry overloading. Every 8 bars the rhythm breaks with the first sudden flash jack flick. That whole drop rides a volatile rhythm, shocky yet hypnotic. Short breakdown with broken beat percussion and heavy bit crush effects. Voice samples glitch, loop fire, loop fire, loop fire. The tempo stutters like a skipping disc, preparing the next drop. Even more aggressive. Now the bass growls with laser zaps layered in stereo. The melody is now reversed, giving an unsettling and futuristic vibe. Flam snares and off-grid rhythms punch through the chaos. Digital effects like modem screams and floppy disk scratches fill the space. Everything strips back into a glitched out melody over a heartbeat kick. High-pitched glitch risers fizzle out like sparks dying in slow motion. Final robotic line loop fire terminated. Fade to silence with final hiss and electromagnetic static crackle. Static flickers and chop vocal loops start cycling like a corrupted audio buffer. Run, time, error, run. Mechanical clicks and glitchy sparks rise. You're inside the back end of a booting cybernetic core. Machine gun snares and screeching modulated risers climbing layers. Crunchy bass drums pulse like corrupted RAM. minimum. All others drop out, silence for half a beat. Fall down, a wall of distorted loud pull bass dancing like an EMP blast. Deep into this slamming burst like a malfunctioning railgun. Kick drum is ultra punchy, sighting to hell. High-end sharp slicing across the stereo field. But voice code 404, bass not found, injecting overdrive. Everything fuses to a concept, placing CPU fan sounds, filtered sub-bass, pulses blow like a heartbeat in a power grid. Run time, can't stop what's already broken.
The track begins with a soft hiss of neon lights warming up. Distant tire screeches echo like data streams ripping through a digital freeway. A slow bass synth leads in the glowing and glitching. Whispered glitch box, trace it burning up.
Sub-bass creeps in, vibrating like a burnout ready to launch. Shut trap has stutter over rising synth patterns, mimicking a countdown. High-frequency oscillations sweep up with a synthetic growl.
Neon lock drop initiated.
Ignition.
Sing with the neon glow, simply raspy, bending like it's melting wires. The beat rides with a hybrid trap rhythm, cyber-perking Dutchbro percussion. Sub-layers, glitch fragments, swirling stereo, crashing like fragmented code. Melody cuts in jagged pulses like burnout marks across a chrome-lit highway.
Synths fade to a hollow hum, filtered vocal line, barely decipherable, running hawk threads unraveling. Rip effects and deep reverb set on them as calm.
Second drop kicks with more aggression, distorted leads and clap heavy snares. Screaming Latinx, the sound of an engine maxing RPMs.
New vocal warning overload. Every 8 bars, the beat flips like hitting nitrous on a bass highway. Raise it, burn it out. Raise, trace it, burn it out. Raise it, burn it out. Bass drums disintegrate into glitch shards. Melody thread dissolves in reverso, remodeling sonically. Space ends here. Trace ends here. Pass filtered analog synth pulses slowly, imitating neon reflections passing over windshields. Mechanical blinker clicks, soft tire screeches and dark ambience build the night highway atmosphere.
Olfacts whisper, HQ protocol.
Veg and hum reverse riser, reverb heavy trap hats.
Kick and snare patterns accelerate, trap style percussion begins slicing through. A glitchy distorted synth melody flickers like a faulty dashboard light. Rhythmic snaps rise in pitch, create anticipation. Visual neon lit streets speeding past under midnight rain. Boom. The bass hits like spinning tires on wet pavement. Heavy 808s crush through the sub-layer with mid-range growls. Driving synthwave arms bounce beneath trap drums. The distorted late cuts like headlights through fog, layered with cyber glitch effects and reverse vocal stabs. Pulls back into ambient pads and slow down hi-hats. Distant police scanner, digital radio static. Bass heartbeat fades in as tension rebuilds. Speed override active. Second drop unleashes harder, grittier synths. Bass stabs punch through with syncopated trap rhythms. Snare rolls and pitch bent FX drive. Urgency lights flash in city, flying past a 150 and power shift sits involved with pitch modulation and gated reverb. Losing fade out, engine reverb dissolves into ambient pads. Protocol complete. Ends with a heartbeat kick that slows and fades into silence.
The sound of data lines opening, sharp digital clicks, zip effects, and Morse code style blips. Faint alarms, sync hums in the background like breached network security. Metallic pads expand and contract like breathing servers. A glitchy female AI voice scans in.
Initializing packet rush protocol.
Drop one, system engaged. Instant blast of syncopated rhythm kicks and laser focused bass stabs. The main lead, a fragmented synth arpeggio gated through granular distortion. Each note sounds like a packet bursting through a firewall. Every 8 bars, a glitched out snare fill interrupts with glitch spikes. Chopped vocal tag, Russian strip is sinking. Tempo dips slightly, groove driven trap beat with stuttering claps and deep 808 slides. Filtered plucks dance in a high range like signals hopping across nodes. A low growl creeps back in, layered with modem crackle and uplink beeps. Background effects, muffled chatter and scanning drones. The AI voice returns. Perks accelerate, hi-hats ticking faster, snares ramping up in gated triplets. Rising tone made from warp frequency, sweeps and sidechain bass hums. Stuttered voice glitches into chaos. Rush incoming, I incoming. Rush incoming, I incoming. And data storms applaud. Even more aggressive sub-layered basslines fighting underneath main lead. Synth morphs into a pitch-bending wave, ducking under kicks and slamming into snare walls. Effects distortions mimic firewalls, collapsing and code fragments burning in real time. New chop phrase, vertical breach, base destination. Sudden silence, just one ticking ping, like a sonar in the void. A broken down packet, rhythm taps and minimal glitch percussion. Reverberated voice glitch, disconnected, awaiting packet re-entry. Final drop, every instrument is an overload. Basslines to tune, snare tailgated to static synths led with over-driven vocoders. Rapid cut vocal loop creates a rhythmic chant. Packet re-entry. Fires will fire off every few bars like corrupted weapon systems. Rhythm decays into a dripping delay trail of packet sounds and whirring CPU tones. Final system whisper. Rush, fade to digital static. Rush. Rush incoming, I incoming. Starts with a broken heart rate monitor beeping irregularly, then distorting a high-pitched data signal starts pulsing in rhythm with a ticking clock. Static glitches cut through as a robotic voice mutters. Instinct override, initiating pulse hack. Sudden burst of silence, then a sharp snare crack and dark synth hums begin creeping in. Drop one! Many trap kick plus snare combo lands like a shockwave. Main synth is a buzzing, broken circuit melody. Pitch warped and modulating erratically. Sub bass growls and ducks hard under every kick. Glitch vocals, hi-hat rolls and lasers. That's for the stereo field swirling wildly. Slows down into a halftime groove. Ultra filthy bassline snakes through. The percussion becomes tighter. Clicky snare from burst class, little vital hiss. Vocal hiss instinct, it's not human anymore. Muffled ambience of cyber alarms in the background, rapidly build attention. Build hats climb mid-pitch, suffering like synth, oscillates less than ray in stereo. Distorted voice repeats. Pulse hack, pulse hack. As the stack explodes upward with a glitchy escalating stutter. Final second cuts everything. Pulse rap which chaos unleashed bass now. It's incubated charge, stuttering, jumping like a broken modem. Main lead plays from chromatic notes, heavily bitch crushed. Vocal effects ran fast across stereo. Instinct overloaded. Each 4-bar segment adds more distortion and saturation. 808s wobble violently on downbeats. Minimal section, just some bass bumps and distant vocal glitches. Digital wind blows through like data corruption. Randomized vocal sample. How you feeling? Inside the code, a faint melody plays from a corrupted MIDI piano file. Final drop and pulsing, up tempo snare rolls become relentless. The main synth glitches so hard it almost tears the rhythm apart. Zip them apart, bass drops descend like digital avalanches. Lace effects and neural style fills in jet constant variation. Tempo slows gradually as each layer crashes and shuts down. Final heartbeat sample plays weaker flowing. Vocal whispers, terminated. Ends on a distorted sub-hit swallowed in white noise. Midnight to this
Cyber city and detunes hip hop like an old modem trying to connect on low frequency heartbeats as the bass is distant sirens echo. FM pads wash in like fog while distorted walkie-talkie chatter cuts through. Target lost, signal jam, prepare for outrun. The synth arpeggio glitched in chrome starts revving up like a corrupted engine. Drop bass house mode. 808 slamming like hover car collisions. The main bassline growls, dragging heavy, distorting the trap triplets. Snare claps are metallic like steel on steel. Full jumps glitch to the grid and outrun a signal drop. Hi-hat stirring, glitch time perfectly synced with strobing effects. The section drives hard, you're escaping through broken signals and sonic interference. Drums from tracks are tried slightly for a breathing moment. A low synth groove pulses like you're unlocked in pattern vocal fragments. Robotics locked in, and echoing lead melody sneaks in cold, mechanical, mysterious. Sirens return in layers, pitching higher. White noise samples start with delay, mimicking signal loss. The countdown begins under the riser. Trace initiated. 3, 2, drop glitches just before the impact, creating suspense. Now works like spin circuit bed, squelching and writhing. Kick drum slap hard but unpredictably like trying to drive through digital static. FM sends stab through the mix like laser blast. Nick drop moment, everything cuts out for half a bar, then slams back harder with reverse snares and crushed bronze with fills. No control, just speed. A sizzle glides in classic outrun style, dripping with retro futuristic emotion. The drums pause, sharp vocal loops play like corrupted data fragments. Oh, trun, sig, jammed. This section simulates a failed connection, signed disconnection and clarity and chaos. Baseline bridge returns with layer distortion, this time problem down pitch. Rhythmic syncopation keeps you guessing. Glitchy fills create dynamic tension while the main synth lead screams in urgency. Final vocal glitch. Static terminated. Saunter up into a sonic wall. Faint static lingers. An eerie reverse path fades in and out like a ghost transmission. One final walkie-talkie line crackles through.
Keep that away.
Silence. Silence. Continuity.
Rapid static flickers like a damn breach warning. Metallic cleats and hissing reverb effects build a high tension alleyway atmosphere. Distorted siren pits bend slowly, followed by a robotic voice. Visualizing slam trap, blitz line. No 808 rolls begin to rise under a tight track snare rhythm. Violate is alien, the unlocked but I know it drives that slam time sync with crushing kicks. The baseline is super saturated and glitched, chunky with laser style and facts. Every floor blossom with listening cuts and simulating power switches vocal sound. Flex droplets in any hip. 808 full deep and smooth, ducking on the synth blocks and crunchy vinyl static. Concentration trouble back edge with high glass layered over tight clicks. Whispers echo left and right, then divide the lines and they detonate. Subtle light sense creates texture with bends and broken delay trails. Snare roll speeds up because you gain effects from a body gentle in the degrading mix. Every state times the filters to a sharp piercing peak. Visualizer folding on itself with heavy facing final drop. Ryan Blish, raw energy. Drops like a drop of fury. That's what I'm a fit with glory on the red grinds the laser bleeds. Late sense bent like electricity breaking through concrete. Final vocal shred. Project the bleed right off with that any lock. Final down the back, that's when it's your vision lost. Final beat glitches into silence. Follow the false final by one deep sub-thud. A violent burst of metallic drop snares slammed down in sync with crushing kicks. The bassline is super saturated and glitched, chunky with laser style attacks. Every 4 bars soaked with blip synth cuts in, simulating power surges. Vocal staff, trap, blitz. And he slowly fades while short blips mimic transmission loss. Final beat glitches into silence, followed by one deep sub.
by one deep. So fun. Whispers echo left and right. The line. Then they detonate. Subtle synth creates tension with slow bends and broken delay trails. Build up, roll speeds up, build up. Roll the front of pitch, game, time, sounds like this picture of shots. Bounce and bumping delay trails. Snare roll speeds up, precision gain effects. Over by shadow, beneficially pitch. Everything tightens. Sharp beats, sync beats, piercing peak. The beat returns, but with layered bass punches, thicker, more chaotic. New rhythmic patterns stutter violently, riding on double snares and growling leads. Slam effects that sound like digitized explosions layer the corners of the mix. Reverb-laced shouts sample down the bits line. Digital static creeps in like corrupted signal snow. A low hum simulates power surging through an underground grid. Filtered delay pulses bounce left to right in rhythmic pings, like summer echoes spanning through concrete tunnels. Whispers of chopped up vocal fragments trail in reverse. Sub-gree echo, glitch, prism, then a sudden bass bloom dissolves the haze. Glass sounding synth, sharp, pingy, and micro-glitched. Kick snare combo is deep and saturated with subtle pitch warp. Every 4 bars an echo burst stutters like packet lost. Vocal drop. Trapped inside the subgrid. Spiral filters, comb delays, and 32-bit glitches mimic shattered networks. Down atmosphere, only a deep sub-pulse, mechanical clinks and reverse synth pads. Reverb tail from a crushed hi-hat sweeps across like a data ghost. Vocoded voice speaks softly. This signal was never meant to reach the surface. Small glitch fills glitch between words like corrupted transmission logs. Tension builds with rising filter glitches, distorted vocal glitch loop. Subgrade echoes. Interval starts subtle, then becomes heavily bit crushed and compressed. Last 2 bars, kick stop, sub rises into a flat line. Bass hits are faster and percussion now slaps with industrial style layers. Hi-hats glitch unpredictably with randomized slicing. The lead synth is now warped with ring modulation, warbling like broken neon. Background effects simulate electric circuits shorting out. Vocals now pan hard left, right, subgrid collapse. Glitch prism shatters. Rhythmic echo taps fill every empty pocket of space. No percussion, just a harmonic breakdown with deep drone layers. Heavily resonant filter sweeps give a feeling of scanning the deep net. Soft melody of 8-bit arms fades in like forgotten memory data. Reverse clicks build tension beneath. Final drop. Massive layers, subtle percussion and deconstructed glitch arts collide. Every element moves with echo tails, rails, vocal fragments interlaced with synth lines. GLICHPRISN subgrid echo. Stuttering effects every second snare, creating intentional disorientation. Filter lags into silence, then jump back like feedback. Echoes fade into a cold silence. Final sound, a repeating delay of one last whispered word. Echoes. Then digital silence, complete blackout. Snare roll starts subtle, then becomes heavily bit crushed and compressed. Last 2 bars, kick stop, sub rises into a flat line. Drop 2 builds with rising filter glitch and glitches. Distorted vocal glitch loops. Grid. by subtle mechanical ticks, like an old server waking up. A deep drumming sound creeps in, modulating with shifting resonance. Distorted whispers echo backwards in layers.
Void, terminal, corrupted sequence.
A pulsing, low heartbeat like kick starts to fade in, slow and ominous. Drop one when activated. Crushing wood bass drops to collapsing metal chambers. To the hi-hats and reverb heavy stands one twist cybernetic texture. The lead is a growling DQ synth warp with comb filters. The entire mix feels like it's being dragged through a tunnel of static.
Void protocol initiated.
Error, no return. Pull back to halftime, echoing synth sparks flicker like distant electrical fires. Layered atmosphere mimics a dark reactor core breathing in low frequency pulses. Stuttering effects man left and right, resembling digital disintegration.
Glitch boy frozen.
Dials in the reactor. High pass filtered pathways like steam under pressure. Snare rolls get jumped into unpredictable patterns, disorienting and robotic. Vocals glitch mid-sentence. Seconds, voodoo looper. The riser screeches like metal being bent by a force field. Drop two tube. Drop one white out. Crop following a light motif plays vaguely discordant as if overheard through static. Then silence. A robotic voice counts backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2. Void. System override. Everything glitches out. Drums glitch between triplets. A straight time. Bass morphs from metallic slash the high pitch screeches with forward shifts. Pitch modulation drives the drop into insanity. Final line.
Terminal base void. No signal remains. No return.
Kicks flow back to halftime. Echoing synth sparks flicker tone decays into the void. Final terminal prompt appears in sound.
Process terminated.
The single distorted tone decays into the void. Final terminal prompt appears in sound. Process terminated. Process terminated.
Process terminated.
Sound of a corrupt distorted file initializing robotic voice glitching. Fragment durable sequence fail. Glory is core. Sudden mechanical whirs, reverse snares and bitch crush static. Enter a trap. Loop begins building under a creeping synth crowd. It feels like gears grinding inside a malfunctioning cyber engine. Drop one full fragmentation, distorted elite points through the system on payers. Shrapnels that spin up the telecrunch layered over horizontal kicks. The lead synth is jagged, glitching on every void note. Chop out with food. Link, broken, drop and dash. Hi-hats spear across like broken circuits sparking. Beat pulls back into a gritty, low pass filter trap groove. Dirty bassline twist like digital vines wrapping around the rhythm. The lead plays a haunting melody, barely audible beneath the rising hum. A distorted voice whispers. Fragments don't lie, reconnect the loop. Quick vocal glitch stabs, transition to the build-up. Build up, one along, one with the leg, one shot, vocalizing pitch. Rapid hit the road, runs their rolls, built intensity with blips. On a mission, pushing everything to a boiling point. Alive before silence, systems to go. 1, 2, 1. Drop returns, over replay, eliminated, re-release. Massive sub-hits, stolen stereo waves, asleep, positive, sweat, broken on the geos, and laser glitch, screeches, no vocal cut. There's a mid-drop silence glitch, and it slams even harder. Crowd chants are buried under the baseline like samples from a cyber riot. Something break, kicking, air, disappears, so much static, hearing through passing the age on gas. And then you full builds, delivers rhythm slowly. There's a ticking clock percussion, final drop. Maybe returns, but this time in double time. Hi-hats play like fiery feet, now set now fully distorted to industrial screams with vocal chant drill. Chaos. fades into bit-crushed silence. A final glitch shuts the system off. Fragmenter, terminated, click end. And crushed silence. A final glitch shuts the system off. Fragmenter, terminated, click end. Click end. Opened. Opened. Correct. With a click on. Opened. One chop up. Drop down turn. Foot top core. The drop turns harder this time with the track or break. Later under that big light on OP rates. Massive sub-hits distort with stereo mid fleets. Alternate between broken arpeggios. Laser glitch screeches. Vocal cut, tribal cut, track leader. Notch that it slams even harder. Crowd chants are buried under the bassline like samples from a suburb of a brick right. Click. It feels like gears grinding inside a malfunctioning cyber engine.
A glow in the pad opens with a soft hum, like radiant light pulsing through digital veins. Tension builds through metallic blocks and glitch caves, like tripwires vibrating in a dark neon hallway.
Dissonant echoes of warp sets, fast left to right in stereo. A digitized voice, cool and calculated whispers. Trap wire, engaged, radiant protocol active. Drops out deep 808 kicks, thunder in with sharp trap snares and ticking hi-hats. Radiant symphony into drops of witchy burst, which remain with laser pulses. Bass frothy and wave crust, playing with every beat. Distorted vocal chops glitch into the mix. Trap wire detonated. Side chain pads breathing rhythm as every bass it feels like a shockwave. The energy dials back slightly, giving room for a bouncing clucks and rhythm. 808 roll under a reverb, heavy snare pattern of a vocal effect overlays the mix. After lunch, bounce down. Effects spark like short circuits, while the melody shimmers with radiant clarity. Hi-hats pick up speed, 16 turning in 30 seconds. Bass rising synth flows build under glitching alarm samples. The voice returns now urgent. The pepper balls breach in 3, 2, 1. Silence, one beat of nothing. Booming bass, explosion and fluid leading explosion and trap sets clapping harder. English slaves weave around the kick glow with neon tripwires, mix gap and sequence. Now spirals often with each forward lead, four-bar cycle. FX waves clash shattering at digital splitters. Accent each phrase, vocal intercuts. R-A-D-I-A-N-T. Overload. Tempo slightly slows down, entering a dream like cyberspace. Filtered pads swirl as the vocal melody echoes. In the trap like oh! The sound feels distant, get drifted through a radiant firewall. Feels so glitched with like flowing like shards. Final drop for the power return to return to the wire stereo imaging. Coordination is now hit like sonic traps, fast, tight, and dangerous. The melody mutates into a distorted audio bounce between frequencies. Vocalist stored audio bouncing between frequencies. Trap wire, trap wire, trap wire. Everything slams into a chaotic crescendo before slicing to silence. Digital wind and fading echo trails drift through the silence. Final vocals slow and clear. Radiant signature lost. System reset. Track ends on a soft synth chime. Gentle distortion hiss.